The Ghoulish Gastronomy Gala. The gods of Olympus, Hera, Demeter, Hermes, Pan, and Apollo, along with their quirky mortal friends, Bossy Topiary Clown, Posey Crossdresser Strawman, and SMIRKY Finicky Panda, find themselves in the whimsical and spooky realm of Halloween land. The weather is a perfect mix of wind, clouds, fog, and a light drizzle of glitter and confetti. I can't believe Hades dragged us to this ghastly place, Hera grumbles, adjusting her feathered headdress. It's also tacky. Demeter nods in agreement, her floral gown rustling. I much prefer the tranquility of my gardens. This is far too stimulating. Hermes chuckles, his winged sandals twinkling. Oh, come now, you two. Where's your sense of adventure? I, for one, am quite intrigued by all this. He gestures to the costume shops and wandering mummies. Pan, his goat-like legs and horns on full display, pipes up, I agree with Hermes. This place has a certain charm to it. Plus, I heard they have some delightful treats in store for us. Apollo, his golden lyre in hand, nods enthusiastically. Ah, yes. I'm quite looking forward to sampling the culinary delights of this spooky realm. The bossy topiary clown interjects, well, what are we waiting for? Let's get a move on and see what this place has to offer. The group makes their way through the winding streets, past the whistling wind and the eerie scarecrows, until they reach a colossal sassy saloon. The entrance is guarded by a pair of jingly jolly jester waiters, who greet them with a flourish. Welcome, welcome, distinguished guests. They exclaim in unison. The blushy RHYMEY robots have been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Please, step inside and enjoy the Ghoulish Gastronomy Gala. The gods and their friends enter the saloon, their senses assaulted by the whimsical decor and the rhyming robots in their cowboy costumes. Howdy, y'all. One of the robots says. We've got some spooky sweets that'll make you go yeehaw. Another robot chimes in, flaky, crispy, fruity, nutty, and boozy, these treats will have you in a tizzy. The first robot continues, first up, a trifle that's oh so vital, with lychee and starfruit, a flavor quite floral. The gods and their friends gather around a table, eagerly awaiting the first dessert. Hera gives it a dubious look, but Hermes nudges her. Come now, Hera, at least give it a try. Hera sighs and takes a bite, her eyes widening in surprise. Well, I'll be. This is actually quite delightful. Demeter nods in agreement, the combination of the lychee and starfruit is quite refreshing. Well done, robots. The robots beam with pride and move on to the next dessert. Next, a sundae that's sure to delight, with raspberry and pandan, a flavor so bright. SMIRKY Finicky Panda eagerly takes a spoonful, his eyes lighting up. Ooh, the pandan really complements the raspberry beautifully. Bravo, robots. Posey Crossdresser Strawman adds, and the texture is simply divine. Creamy and smooth, with just the right amount of crunch. The robots nod, pleased with the praise, and introduce the next treat. Now, a jelly mold that's quite the sight, with jujube and lemon, a tangy delight. Bossy Topiary Clown takes a bite, his brow furrowing in concentration. The lemon provides a lovely tartness that balances the sweetness of the jujube. Nicely done, my robotic friends. Chatty Quantum Professor chimes in, yes, the texture is quite remarkable. The way the jelly jiggles is simply delightful. The robots smile and move on to the next dessert. A mousse so light and airy, with lemon zest and mint, a flavor so rarey. Pan eagerly takes a spoonful, his eyes widening. Ah, the lemon zest provides a lovely brightness, and the mint adds a refreshing touch. Bravo, robots. Whiny RHYMEY Tumbleweed nods in agreement, yes, the texture is simply divine. It melts in my mouth like a dream. The robots puff out their chests, pleased with the praise, and introduce the final dessert. Last but not least, a torte so grand, with orange zest and lemon, a flavor so bland. The gods and their friends burst out laughing at the robot's playful jab. Hera smiles, taking a bite of the torte. Well, I'll be. The combination of the orange and lemon zest is quite delightful, despite your claims of blandness. Demeter nods, yes, the flakiness of the crust and the creamy filling are a perfect balance. The robots bow, their rhymes a success, and the group applauds their culinary creations. As the robots clear the table, the jingly jolly jester waiters arrive with a tray of tisanes and aperitifs. Now, my dear friends, it's time to wet your palates with some refreshing libations, one of the waiters says, pouring a deep purple liquid into a glass. This is our lavender wine Sprites, a perfect aperitif to cleanse the palate. The gods and their friends take sips, nodding in approval. Ah, the floral notes of the lavender are simply divine, Hermes remarks, savoring the drink. And the effervescence adds a lovely lightness, Chatty Quantum Professor adds. The waiters move on to the next offering, a golden-hued tisane. And for our next selection, we have a lemon balm and plumeria tea, a delightful and soothing blend. Demeter takes a sip, her eyes lighting up. Ah, yes, the lemon balm provides a wonderful brightness, and the plumeria adds a delicate floral note. Exquisite. The waiters continue their presentation, each drink earning praise from the gods and their friends. Once the libations have been enjoyed, the robots return, their rhymes ready once more. Now, my dear friends, it's time for some fun, a game to be played under the Halloween sun. The gods and their friends exchange excited glances, eager to see what the robots have in store. We've prepared a spooky story, a tale of fright, to set the mood for a night of delight. The robots clear their throats and begin their tale. Deep in the shadows of Halloween land, a ghost roams the streets, a spectral hand. With a wail so chilling, it freezes the soul, this phantom seeks to take a terrible toll. On All Hallows Eve, when the moon is high, the ghost appears, a haunting cry. Beware the headless horseman, they say, for he'll take your head and spirit away. The gods and their friends sit in rapt attention, their eyes wide with wonder. HERA even lets out a small gasp, much to the amusement of the others. As the robots finish their tale, the group erupts in applause and laughter. Well, that was certainly a delightfully spooky story, Hermes says, wiping a tear from his eye. Indeed, Demeter agrees, I must say, I'm quite impressed by your storytelling abilities, my robotic friends. The robots bow, their rhymes earning them the admiration of their guests. Now, my dear friends, one of the robots says, it's time for a game of indoor camping. The gods and their friends look at each other, puzzled. Indoor camping? Bossy Topiary Clown asks, raising an eyebrow. Yes, yes. Another robot exclaims. We've set up a cozy campsite right here in the saloon. Complete with twinkling lights, a crackling fire, and s'mores galore. The group eagerly follows the robots to the designated camping area, their curiosity piqued. As they settle around the flickering fire, SMIRKY FINICKY Panda can't help but chuckle. This is certainly a novel way to go camping. POSEY CROSSDRESSER STRAWMAN nods in agreement, indeed. I must say, I'm quite enjoying this whimsical experience. The robots begin handing out skewers laden with marshmallows, graham crackers, and a variety of toppings. Now, my friends, let's see who can create the most delectable s'more. One of the robots announces. The gods and their friends set to work, their fingers sticky with melted marshmallow. Laughter and playful banter fill the air as they compete to see who can craft the most impressive treat. After the s'mores have been devoured, the robots gather the group once more. And now, my dear friends, it's time for one final treat. A robot exclaims. The jingly jolly jester waiters return, carrying a tray of various cheeses and a selection of aperitifs. For our grand finale, we present to you a cheese and wine pairing, curated by the BLUSHY RHYMEY robots. The gods and their friends eagerly dive into the selection, savoring the flavors and discussing the pairings. Ah, the Bria Savarin pairs so beautifully with the Frangelico, Chatty Quantum Professor muses, sipping his drink. And the Gouda is simply divine with the Marsala, whiny RHYMEY tumbleweed adds, nodding in approval. As the group indulges in the final course, the robots gather once more, their rhymes ready for one last hurrah. Our time with you, dear friends, has been a delight. Filled with spooky tales and flavors so bright. But alas, the night is drawing to a close. And it's time for us to bid you adieu, and go. Thank you, my robotic friends, for this delightful Ghoulish Gastronomy Gala, Hermes says, his eyes twinkling with mischief. The group bids farewell to the BLUSHY RHYMEY robots and the jingly jolly jester waiters.